What is up, guys? This is Bryce Van Hoosen. Today on the channel we are going to check out the Blade Blackout from Fortin Amplification. Alrighty, so that was a little demo that I wrote primarily using this 1978 Marshall JMP 2203 for the rhythm tone, boosted exclusively with the Fortin Blade a bit on my signal chain. So basically I'm going from my guitar, this is my 2011 Jackson Elite King V with EMG 5766 pickups in it, into my pedal board, which it looks complicated, but the only thing on is the Fortin Blade boost pedal. Then it is going into a Mesa head track amp switcher, into both this 78 JMP, and then I got my PV6534 Plus down here, if you can see that hooked up. I didn't use this on the demo, but I figured, you know, let's see how this Blade reacts in front of a kind of modern high gain amp, and what's more classic than a 5150 kind of thing. So from there, it's going into a Sir reactive load loaded load box. Wow, how many times can I say load? With some Jens Bogren IRs in it. And then from there, it's going into my Universal Audio Apollo interface, recording directly into Reaper. All right, so rhythm tones. This is basically the main rhythm sound that I use. And again, this is the 78 JMP. This has been modded to add just a little bit more preamp gain, so it's maybe more in line with kind of a pissed off JCM 800 2203 than kind of the classic 78, late 70s Marshall JMP, which tended to be a little bit wider and warmer. This thing has quite a bit more top end and quite a bit more gain. Yeah, here we go. This is the primary rhythm tone. I really like how the Blade just kind of adds just a little bit more spice to the overall sound, and it's not overpowering it or anything, or like changing the tone really at all. You can kind of just get a little bit more oomph out of it, and then kind of sweeten it up with the cut and the deep control. So the cut is the high sort of frequency, so you can increase or decrease the high frequencies. The saw is the overall boost level that you're going to get, and then the deep, of course, as it sounds, is the low. So all right, so let's check out how it sounds with this PV6534 Plus. move some knobs around. So if I turn this cut all the way up and this deep all the way down. Now going to the 65-34. All right, so we'll pull back. We'll put a little bit more of that deep kind of sound in there. Yeah, you get a huge amount of additional low end. Switching over to the 78 JMP. Alright guys, so let's check out some lead tones. In addition to my 78 JMP 2203, I plugged in my Marshall Origin 50. This is surprisingly one of my favorite amps to play leads on, and I used it on the demo that was at the beginning of the video here. So with kind of moderately gain endowed amplifiers such as Marshall, the classic Marshall stuff is kind of known for, I felt like where the Blade really kind of shined was in combination with an overdrive pedal. So using the Blade to boost the guitar into an overdrive pedal where you're getting kind of more of your grit and then into an amplifier itself. And when I tried that, and I actually used that on the demo piece that I did, I went Blade into Fortin hex drive into the amp, and I found that worked quite well for doing leads. So let's check out some of the tones that this thing is capable of. I'm going to leave the hex drive on so you can kind of hear how that sounds. The settings for that are here. They don't change at all. It's kind of where I like to set them. So starting on the 78 JMP 2203. Yeah, so that sounds really, really good. Let's switch over to the Origin 50, see how that sounds. Alright, so if we turn that up, and then I'm going to turn up some of this saw here, so that'll give me even more dB of deep. Alright, switch it back to the JMP. just makes every note kind of jump out and just kind of add some glue to sort of keep everything together, which is super useful in a lead context, really. All right, so there you have it. That is the Fortin Blade boost pedal, just designed to take your amp to the next level without really altering your tone. Although you do have some really handy features with increasing or cutting the high and the low end to sort of sit a bit prettier in the mix, if you will. This is a super useful tool that I think really kind of belongs in pretty much every guitar player's arsenal, whether you're just boosting an already overdriven amp or you're looking to kind of just juice up your solos a little bit more. I would highly recommend that you check it out, even if you're not playing like super heavy down-tuned music. If you're like me in basically just D standard or drop C, you can still find some use for it. So, all right, links are in the description below. I am Bryce Van Hoosen, and I hope to see you soon.